can literally ruin the game for everybody else.
That said, I think the game that really ruins friendships is Risk. I don't know if you've ever played Risk.
Yeah, I played Risk quite a bit, but we always played it in a more, I don't know, like friendly setting. Because I know, like playing Monopoly with my brother was suicide, man. My brother gets so extremely mad. A few times he would smash the board and then like all the hotels would fly everywhere. And he's like, oh, sorry, I guess the game's over. It's like just a total prick.
Doing that.
Just a total prick.
My parents pretty much got divorced over a game of Risk. So.
Oh, that's really next level, man.
No, man, it's like they both had like one little guy like protecting their borders, and then my dad attacked my mom with like his entire army. He's like, "This is just like something you would do. I'm done. I'm never playing anything with you again."
Yeah, it's really funny how those friendly games somehow end up in like the most serious insults of all time. It's like, yeah, knowing you, it wouldn't be any different. It's
all
like,
those bottled up emotions.
Yeah. Oh, that escalated quickly. A few seconds ago we were rolling a dice, and now my marriage is on the line.
Anyway, let's go ahead and start talking about some StarCraft. We've got TLO playing as Bumblebee. He's the Red Zerg player. And EG PuMa RC, which of course stands for Raid Call, the Blue Terran. These guys have spawned in close by air positions, means drop play is going to be nice and strong, means mutaplay could also be nice and strong.
I also love how the EG guys are representing their sponsor. The other day I was looking for the Muslim, I was like, hey Ben, I need you. He's like, oh, okay, just hop on Raid Call. I was like, okay. I didn't have Raid Call yet, but I was like, okay, Ben, I guess I catch you there. He's like, yeah, see you on Raid Call. I was like, okay. It's like, wow, he's really living it, man.
Everybody goes and downloads Raid Call.
Yeah.
Uses it one time ever.
Just to stay in touch with my buddy.
Yeah, as it turns out, this is pretty good software.
It is actually, it is, and of course awesome that they are supporting two of the biggest StarCraft 2 teams in the foreign esports scene, Evil Geniuses and Fnatic, so shout out to those guys as well. So the no gas pass expand ban for PuMa, who's going to follow up a really quick double refinery. For the people who didn't catch the matchup sheets before, TLO is 0-4 in the current season of the North American Star League, and PuMa is holding on to a 2-2 record, Ben, which 2-2 might not seem all that bad, but for a guy like PuMa who lost one best of 3 in the previous 2 regular seasons that he played in the NASL, losing 2 series already, it's quite a big deal.
Yeah, and I do think we're going to see some very strong PuMa here this time around. TLO, we know, has been working very, very hard. I think everyone was discussing the picture of him that popped up on Reddit. When everybody else goes home, TLO practices.
Yeah.
So I mean, we have to expect him to be in pretty good shape here. But PuMa, man, such a titan in the scene, such a great player, and such a difficult opponent, is not going to go down easily.
So of course, Ben, it's our duty to do some predictions as well. Who do you think is going to take the series?
Man, I really wanted to pick TLO, Kevin, and you know, in the back of my mind and the depths of my heart, I think it's possible, but I just can't bring myself to bet against PuMa in this situation. Certainly not when TLO's 0-4 in the league.
Of course, the 0-4 record doesn't speak very well for TLO, but I don't know, Ben. I have faith. I said it as well last week. He came so close to beating Oz. Overall, I just feel that TLO is a really good player. He's been practicing really hard. He's going to DreamHack Bucharest this weekend, which I also put on the introduction sheet. Overall, Ben, I think he can do it. I'm gonna say that TLO is gonna take his first series of the season over here, and I think he will be able to take out PuMa.
Well, at least we'll have a point of contention here when we get to the predictions at the end of the night. It's going to be a Banshee opening for PuMa, not just a regular Banshee opening, but a cloaked Banshee opening, it seems.
Yeah, interesting to open up with a no gas fast expand, but then still get cloaked Banshee so extremely quick. This is something that we've seen quite often, of course, in TVP back in the days, in the Indo Extreme Masters World Championship Final. This was a very popular build. You see it every now and then in TVZ as well, but not this greedy, not this quick.
Yeah, it's exactly. Usually when you go for such a big aggressive expansion, your tech doesn't kick in until much later, but PuMa was very diligent about getting everything going.
PuMa didn't really scout a whole lot. Of course, he did see the hatch first, but imagine if TLO would have done something funky with a lot of links or perhaps a few banelings. That would have been so hard to stop, considering the fact there are only 2 Marines and 2 Hellions. Okay, there are 4 Hellions on the field, never mind. That's not too bad. I guess PuMa's real scout is just going to come right now, and he did have an SCV over here. Now he just did spot this third base going up already for TLO.
He's actually not going to start Cloak, Kev, which is a little bit interesting. What is he going to do with all that gas?
What you going to do with all that gas? All that gas inside your throat.
Okay, no, there it is. Starts it a little bit later. Okay, so it is going to be a Cloak Banshee play like we were expecting. Third base is building for TLO. He doesn't really have any tech, just some Zergling speed about to finish up.
Really good scout over here, Ben, by TLO, as he's going to spot the Banshee. He's also going to spot this tech lab spinning. Now, this can still be a little bit deceiving, guys, because every now and then you'll see a good Terran player starting the Caduceus reactor. What are you giggling about, producer? Is he making fun? Did I say really a lot again? Alright. Every now and then you'll see really top level players researching the Caduceus reactor. Now I completely lost my train of thoughts because I'm so afraid to say really a lot.
You do say it really a lot, though.
Yeah. Anyway,
First Hellions are going to do some harassing down here at the third base. That's 6 Hellions. That's enough to the Zerglings might not be enough to deal with it. TLO will try to get the surround.
I'm not sure, Ben, how I feel about this. I think TLO's going to end up losing. Well, this is a good surround, and wow, he's actually taking out most of the Hellions. Yeah, I expected this to go worse.
That's not so bad. Killing 4 Hellions, worth it? I'm not quite sure. If we look at resources lost, it was more expensive for the Zerg player. That was a lot of Zerglings committed there. 32
Zerglings have been have died already, and there are still 6 Hellions over here. One Banshee is very low on HP. TLO is going to try to go for a small counter, Ben. The door is open for PuMa. PuMa's door is open.
And he's not going to spot it in time. That is a huge problem for PuMa. Massive Zergling counterattack. He's going to have to pull all of his SCVs here. Where's the Hellion? Hellion is behind that SCV wall, so he should actually hold. At the same time, PuMa is continuing his aggression up in the third base of TLO, and he's killing a lot of drones. He's killed a couple of queens as well.
I mean, TLO, yes, he did kill a lot. Well, actually, TLO killed really a lot. An insane amount of SCVs. PuMa fell all the way back to 28 workers. At the same time, though, PuMa is killing a lot of drones on the other side of this map. Ben, this really lot thing is getting to me.
And Hellions are going to continue to be active, but TLO once more will surround and kill all of the Hellions. So with Zergling only, TLO takes some losses, 10 losses.
But that was definitely worth it.
Worker count and a couple of queens, but he has maintained a healthy 2-base economy. He has done some pretty substantial damage to PuMa. PuMa has triple orbital for the 4th command center finishing.
4 almost. This is actually really crazy over here by PuMa. And this time the Lynx won't be able to enter. He will be able to force this command center to lift off temporarily. I guess overall it's not all that bad for PuMa, as you say. 4 command centers, man. That's crazy.
PuMa,
that's not a good idea.
Yeah, you're gonna have to cancel and lift that command center. That is, of course, what he does.
Drop being researched, by the way. This is an excellent position to go for a drop, while PuMa's army supply must be so low. Actually, it's kind of low on either side. 17 against 24. Drop is being researched. 2 upgrades being researched as well. I love drop on this map.
I do too, and I love drop play in general. TLO is one of the players, one of the most aggressive droppers amongst the Zerg players out there. Wow, really cool. And we've discussed this sometimes. Nidus is a fun tool when used in conjunction with drop because it allows you to retreat so effectively. That's a possibility. I have no idea how we're going to see TLO use this. He's also been known to use Nidus for the sole purpose of spreading his creeper on the map.
TLO is going to try to do some damage once more to this orbital, but it is done with morphing or transforming, so it can just lift up. It is burning though, but PuMa will have plenty of time to repair it.
What TLO does do though is he forces it to lift, meaning that Overlord is going to be able to drop creep there, and it's going to vastly delay.
Didn't think about that yet.
It's going to vastly delay the PuMa's ability to mine at that expansion.
Yeah, that's so smart. I didn't really process that in my mind, but of course there was already creep there, and the moment that orbital lifted up, there's no way that it was going to be able to land again. So smart move by TLO, very smart move. And then drop is almost ready. Yes, there are 2 Thors in production, but 1 Thor just started. This is going to be quite hard for PuMa.
Thors are not.
He has 4 benches.
They're not going to help in this situation. There's going to be a lot of Zerglings, a lot of Roaches.
4 benches.
Kevin, this might be a game-ending drop. TLO is playing.
Do you think he's going to use the Nidus to get the queens there? He's using Contaminate as well on the factory before the Thor can spawn. That's so smart.
He's gonna drop creep tumors with. I mean, there's queens and overlords, so he's gonna be dropping creep tumors with those queens. This might be GG, Kevin.
Well, look at all these drones. It's definitely. Whoa, actually, TLO's picking up the drones, Ben. Genius.
Yeah, beautiful play by TLO, making the most of every tool that he has in his arsenal right now. Here comes the first drop.
Nidus coming as well. This is gonna be madness.
This is gonna be absolute madness. Here comes the queens. They're gonna be able. There is detection. Wow, excellent. The queens are gonna be able to deal with the banshees. And TLO trying to make...
Oh my god, Dario, this is awesome.
And he's going to even reinforce via that Nidus Worm. So many roaches popping out.
The
PuMa has to run back with everything that he has. Thor's being chain repaired, but I don't think that it really has a chance. There are just too many roaches. TLO. Wow, what an exciting way to play against Mech. GG gets called. That was a convincing, decisive victory.
That was such awesome play by TLO. Ben, and this is why there are still so many people out there who love watching Dario Wunsch, also known as the Little One. He has this distinctive playstyle, and every now and then you see him falling back to something a little bit more standard, but he is still capable of doing stuff like this almost on the fly, and he made some really cool moves in this game. Dropping the creep while the orbital's there, I was like, what's that really going to achieve? Then sending a Lynx, forcing it to lift off, that's really smart. The Hellions running. Oh man, I'm so lost right now because of this really a lot thing. It's taking its toll on me. But the Hellions harassing the third base with TLO as well, immediately picking up the drones, putting them in the Overlords. Wow, I was loving it.
And reinforcing with the Nidus Worm is maybe the best application of Nidus that I've seen. You drop those units are committed. So now what do? You're going to do as much damage, and you're just going to be like, okay, well, let's continue to macro up. No, TLO is going to use those units being on the ground to make it so you can't stop a worm from finishing, and then you can just stream in constant reinforcements. It's like Zerg Warp In, Kevin, because they pop out of the hatchery, they go into the Nidus, and boom, they're in your base.
It's better.
It's pretty awesome. That game was brought to you guys by LABite.com. StarCraft fans in the Los Angeles area, you never have to leave your desk to have a good meal.
Or Pasuki.
Head over to LABite.com where you can order one
over 1,000.
One of over 1,000 restaurants servicing the Los Angeles area. LABite.com. Promotional code NASL for a special discount. Go over there, check them out right now. Try and buy some food while you watch this broadcast. It is well worth it.
That's actually one of the most fun things. Every now and then when you're just tired, you come home from a long day of work or whatever, you sit on the couch, you eat stuff, and you watch StarCraft. Then you just feel like, oh, this is life.
It's nice. It's
life. It's what you live for.
If possible, I would order pizza and Coke and like the cinnamon sticks.
And watch yourself.
And watch StarCraft every night.
Would you watch yourself? Do you find it weird to watch yourself?
I don't really like watching myself.
No.
I know that it's something that you frequently do.
Wow. Okay, this is so not true. I actually almost never watch anything I catch.
You watch your stream every day.
Because I play. I watch my own play. I analyze my play. I try to improve my play. That's very different than watching myself cast. I do think it's important that you watch yourself cast every now and then. But it's also very weird when you already know what you're going to say and then you're watching it. It's like
the worst is when you say something stupid and then you hear, and you said you're like, oh, that sucks. And then like the next day you're watching the broadcast, it's like, oh, here it comes. Yeah. Oh, it doesn't sound any better the second time. So, anyways, guys, game number 2, TLO versus PuMa. That's coming up. We're going to take a quick break. LABite.com, promotional code NASL. Check them out. Commercial.